Good evening. My name is Chris, and I'll be your MC or host for this evening. Just want to welcome you, even though things are doom and gloom outside, but you guys are extremely fortunate to be sitting in this room tonight because we've got a fantastic lineup of speakers and panelists ready for you later. Okay, so first off, can I ask everybody to just put away your headphones, please turn them to silent, make sure they're on silent so that we can have a smooth event this evening, okay, and take out your hand sanitizers for one final squirt, okay, if need be. Okay, so once again, how many new friends do we have in this room? How many of you are coming for the first time? Okay, can we give them a big round of applause for braving the COVID situation and coming out? Let me just assure you that your night tonight will be absolutely worth it. Okay, so my name is Chris once again, welcome. Today's topic is how to succeed through tough times. The secrets of a Type 5 dream life with financial immunity. And we've got three very successful people in this business who have not only survived but succeeded and thrived through tough times. And we're going to hear from them later. Okay, so my name is Chris. So my background is I studied overseas in the US with a degree in actuarial science and economics. Okay, I came back and I worked in a small private fund as an analyst. But over time, I thought that was finding a good job and working hard was the pathway to a good life, right? But sooner or later, I don't know how many of you have discovered, once you entered the working world, it was stress, it was late nights, it was a lot of headaches. Okay, and soon I started asking myself, is there more to life? Is there more to life than just this? Did I just study over 20 years of my life just to reach this point? And this is going to be my life for the next 40 years. That was till I met somebody who told me about the 5 types of people. How many of you have not heard about the 5 types of people? Okay, so the first time I heard about it, it was really an eye-opener. So the first type of people are people with money but no time. Do you know anybody like that? So those are the hardworking professionals, the hardworking people of Singapore, the doctors, the lawyers, the dentists, the business people, they work from day to night, providing for their family. They are highly successful in what they do. They've got loads of money, but they've got not enough time to spend it. Okay? The second type of people are people with no money, but lots of time. Do you know anybody like that? We all once like that, right? Students, retirees, right? You can spend the whole day at Starbucks, the whole day in the library, but not enough money to buy or do the things that we want to do. Okay, the type 3 type of person. Okay, no time, no money. Does anybody know people like that? I was once like that, okay? And most of your friends and family, actually, we are caught in this trap of type 3. These are the people who work hard day and night, but all their money from in one in your pocket, out the other, right? To pay bills, every time you get another promotion and increment, where does it go to, right? Buying a bigger house, increasing expenses. Maybe you have got more kids, buy a nicer car. So you're always chasing bills, right? You're working day and night, day after day, year after year, just to pay your bills. Right? You're just caught there. The type 4 person, you guys are already excited to hear, right? Finally, time and money. But who are these people? These are the people who are the type 1s, the professionals who have finally, after years of hard work, have just finally retired. So they've got money, and now they finally got the time to enjoy it, right? But only one thing in their way. They've got no health because they spent their entire life exchanging their health for wealth. And now, when their friends ask them out to eat chili crab, or chicken rice, they say, oh, sorry, my doctors tell me I can't because of my high cholesterol. Oh, I don't dare to bite the chili crab because my false teeth might break. Okay, so these are the people. Or I can't travel overseas because I need my heart can't take it. Right? So these are the type 4 people. And is that all to life? Right? But thankfully there's one more person, there's a type 5 person, okay, with freedom of money, freedom of time, freedom of health, freedom of youth, and peace of mind. Yeah? So when I heard this, I was so amazed. How many of you would like a type 5 life? Yeah, absolutely, right? And that's what this panel is tonight. I've invited 3 people who have achieved or are working towards a type 5 life to share with us how to get there. Okay. But really, is that possible? You know, type 5 life sounds so greedy, right? There's so many things down there. Is it possible in this kind of situation? Right? The Dow drops the stock market has faced its worst day since 87 in the past 33 years. Right? We are currently in the middle of a dire global pandemic. Right? And the worst is yet to come. Shouldn't we just be thinking of staying afloat and having a job? Don't be greedy. Is it possible to find a type 5 life? And things are pretty scary now. Institutions or things that we thought could never fall. I mean, this is Singapore Airport. You can just see how empty it is now. Yeah. And even Jewel Changi. So if you haven't had your Shake Shack or A&W because you don't want to queue up for 3 hours, this is the time to go because it's totally empty now. Yeah. Okay, countries are closing their borders. Cities are just shutting down. What's happening now? Right? But you've heard of this phrase before, right? John F. Kennedy says, in every crisis, there is opportunity. And today, we're going to share with you, some people who've not only survived the crisis, but prospered through it. Yeah? So we're going to show you how to move from your left, right? And how to look at it with a different lens to look at it, to move to the right, and to show you that there is a way and there is hope. Okay, so let me just share with you about you guys know it's a new skin talk, right, tonight? Okay, yeah. So all the speakers up here are New Skin, and I'm doing this New Skin as a business also. So let me just share with you a few quick facts about the company. We were listed in the New York Stock Exchange in the US since 1996. Okay, that means everything that we say up here can be tested, can be checked and verified online. Okay, we have got a 5A1 highest credit rating by Dun & Bradstreet, meaning we are able to weather any financial crisis and we're at the highest level. So we are very, very financially sound. Okay, we're the first direct selling company which is Case Trust certified in Singapore. And not only that, we are a company with the heart. So we actually awarded in the 2007 Best Corporate Social Responsibility Program in the whole in the US, right? And this is the Oscars of the business world. Okay, for our initiative that nourishes hungry children around the world. So far, we've fed about 650 million meals around the world. Yeah, can we give New Skin a round of applause for helping children? Okay, so in New Skin, we are supported by three prong, which form the foundation of our science and our company. First off, we have patented and unique products. Secondly, we actually ally and have with credible clinical research institutes from around the world. So we partner with the Stanford School of Medicine, and we actually have a New Skin School of Dermatology there. Yeah, so they partner us just purely because of the rock solid science that we offer to them. And in 2008, we actually bought over LifeGen Technologies, with 30 years of proprietary gene research and the largest youth gene cluster database in the whole world under our belt. So all this underpin our top-notch anti-aging science that we have. Okay, not only that, but one thing that caught my eye, when I first was sitting in the room down here, as many of you, was how many professionals were actually involved in this new skin business. We have Dr. James Chia, Dr. James and Jackie Chia, PhD civil engineer, top financial planner, NS Man of the Year. You have Amy Yip and Gary Lee, top stockbrokers. Amy was an investment director in Japan and whose client was actually GIC, that's the Singapore government. We have Bob Howe, ex-president and chief investment officer of AIG in Japan. He also has graduated from Yale and has an MBA from Harvard. Mr. G.P. Yap, he was ex-CEO of Temasek Management Services. Dr. Lam Min Kiat, sitting over here right in the center, give away. Yeah, she was the ex-owner of one of the Singapore's most successful dental franchises. Okay, Ms. Ang Hui Suan, super scale government officer and holder of 2 master's degrees. Okay, and Mr. Juinn, also another panelist later, stockbroker, government scholar, millionaire even before he joined the business. Yeah. Okay. So, aside from having solid facts and financials, top professionals partnering with us, Nu Skin, to do it as a business, Nu Skin is also in 4 major markets around the world. Right? We are in nutrition and supplements, we are in cosmeceuticals and beauty, anti-aging, and weight management. And all these are huge opportunities. Okay, we're all familiar with the Million Steps challenge that the government has initiated, right, to lose weight. So even the government recognizes that there is a need and opportunity to be had. Okay? And it's really not just in Singapore, but it's a global crisis around here. This is one of my business partners. So just to show you the transformation that our products can have. This is one of my business partners, Susan. So Susan previously, suffered from arthritis, and she couldn't really exercise. But this is a 3-month change. And look at her, right? She lost about 8 kilos in this transformation and looks 20 years younger. Okay, this is Miss Ang Hui Suan. That we showed the photo just now. So previously, she lost about 10 kilos of weight within 3 months on our best-selling weight management program. And 3 years after that, she continued to maintain and even lost some weight. She's actually outside the showcase, so if you have a chance, please go and chat with her later. So you can see the transformation. After years of working hard at work at the job, she finally took a step to improve her life. And this was the transformation. But this doesn't just work for ladies, it also works for men. So this is Dr. James Chia, okay, my dad. So this is his change. When I was 52, he was actually exercising a lot. He was working out about 2 hours a day, running, swimming, and doing yoga. And he was super fit, right? But after the older version of our TR90, that was his change. And you can see that he achieved, at 52, he achieved the same body shape as when he was 22, right? And he also achieved the same swimming trunks. Yeah, and 13 years on, actually, that's him right there, and later you can see him on the panel. He actually has maintained his results and looks the same, right? So it's pretty incredible. Another one of our speakers that's coming up, this is Juinn. So he was 82 kg before, and he was very fit, fit among his peers. But after the program, this was his transformation. He actually went down to his pre-wedding weight and waistline, right? But now, this was his transformation.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so this is his transformation, right? He's actually the same weight at 74, right? But as you can see, he's packed on with much more muscle, right? And this is something that, as many of you know, is something that only anti-aging technology can provide, right? Because after 25, you actually lose muscle. Okay, so what is age lock? So age lock is our science, anti-aging science that we put and implement into our range of products. Okay. So this is a documentary on the Discovery Channel. It came out in 2012, and basically, Discovery Channel is not a commercial channel, you know. It only shows rock solid breakthrough science, and when I saw that our age-lock science was listed on Discovery Channel, I was amazed, right? And from the 40-minute documentary on our anti-aging epigenetic science, every scientist interviewed there are New Skin scientists, even though they didn't mention the name New Skin once. Yeah. Okay. So what exactly does the science, and what exactly do our products do? Basically, you know that it attacks the root cause of aging. And what's that? Our genes, right? It doesn't change your genes, you won't become a mutant. It changes your gene expression, right? So your genes, are they the same from when you're young to when you're old? Yes, right? You don't change, right? Unless you're X-Men. So why is it we look different when we're 10, when we're 30, and when we're 50 and 80, even though our genes are the same? It's because the way it's expressed is different. Different switches. So when we are young, our muscle gene is expressed high, our fat storage gene is low. Our black hair gene is high, our wrinkle gene is low. But as we age, right, our wrinkle gene becomes more active, our muscle genes become less active, our fat storage genes become more active. Correct? Yeah? What our age-lock science does is it changes back those switches like we are 20 years old again. Right? It resets our gene expression. Okay? So, our age-lock science actually is applied in two areas, internal and external. Okay, so now I'm going to give you some testimonies of what happens when we take our supplements internally. Okay, so these are a pair of identical Malaysian twins. One of them has taken our supplements and one hasn't. Do I need to tell you which one? No need, right? Okay. So the one obviously on your left has taken our supplements, just our supplements for a while, and the one on the right has not. Right? But you can see with identical twins with same genes, you can see it's expressed very differently. Right? So do you want to age naturally? A lot of people say, hey, just let nature take its course. Is that something you want? No, right? Obviously the answer is not. Right? We want to be as young, as healthy as possible all the time. Okay? So this is another a man who took one of our supplements for energy. Basically, he took it for energy, but one of the side effects was that his hair became black again. Now we're not promising that will happen, but basically his gene expression became younger, and therefore his hair regained his color again, right? Black hair started to grow. This is my friend. Yeah, and you can see that not only did he transform in TR90, but also his eczema condition got cleared up. Yeah. Okay, so that's that on the internal side. Externally, we've got a fantastic range of skincare products. So this is our anti-aging trilogy, right? And you can see the difference. So before age lock, this lady, and 10 months later, 10 months after, doesn't she look 10 years younger or even more? Okay, and this is using just one of our anti-aging products, which is our Galvanic Spa. Yeah. Okay, so this lady is very interesting. So her granddaughter started doing the New Skin business, but she said, Grandma, you don't need to help me sell, you just need to lend me half your face. Okay, 15 minutes, 2 times a week for the next 6 months. And this was the change, right? She did. So on the left side of the face, you can see that it looks 20 or even 30 years younger than the other side. Yeah. So that's for our Gamang Spa. The next superstar product that we have is our ageLOC Me, which is our smart skincare robot, which actually has over 2,000 different combinations and suits your specific skin condition. Yeah. And the next one is our award-winning Lumi Spa, which was sold out in just 20 minutes in Singapore and 7 minutes in Malaysia. Yeah, which not only deep cleanses but also regenerates your collagen. You can in just a 2-minute demonstration, you can see the difference and feel the difference. So ask your friends to help you later. Okay, celebrities are using it, and also not only local but also around the world. And this is Donnie Yen, so he can afford any supplements that he wants, any products, but he chooses unsponsored to use our new skin supplements and products. Okay, so why do I show you all this? Basically, is to just show you that as other companies have noted, that we are the Apple of anti-aging products, and the keyword down here is innovation. We are always innovating, we're keeping up with the times, staying relevant, and this is something that you want to see in your business partner. If you partner a company moving forward, they are always developing, always making ourselves relevant and cutting edge. Okay, so this concludes my my company presentation. Okay, can I just ask you to put your hands together to welcome the panelists for the next segment of our program. Thank you very much. Okay, I think Juinn is in the front. Hey, Juinn. Hi. I think the volume has been tuned down. Test.
Where do you use it?
Yeah.
This is working?
Yeah, it's working just now. Okay. Okay, so let me introduce you to the speakers here. So we are incredibly fortunate to have this lineup today. Okay, first off, let me introduce Aisu. Okay, so Aisu was previously in corporate finance and executive search industry before starting her own regional beauty distribution business, right? She's currently doing the new skin business full time, okay, and she's also a mother, right? The next one in line is Mr. Juinn. So he's actually a government scholar, graduated from the London School of Economics with a degree in econometrics and finance. His first job was actually working under Lee Hsien Loong in the Ministry of Trade and Industry, where he became one of the youngest deputy directors at a tender age of 28. Right? He then tendered his resignation to join stockbroking in London. He broke his bond, flew over there, and had a highly successful career where he made his millions. And he, at age, was it 32 that you built your house? He bought and built his own house of $8 million house at age 32, right? His previous past position was regional head of Kim Eng Securities sales before he joined this business full time. Okay, and now he's one of the top leaders here and has made over $1 million in the new skin business. Finally, let me introduce you to Dr. James Chia. So Dr. James Chia actually has a PhD in civil engineering, over 10 years of successful career in the construction field in Singapore. He worked on MRT projects, Junction 8, before he made his switch to financial planning. He got his Masters in Applied Finance and CFA and CFP designations, and he quickly rose to become one of the top financial planners, not only in the country but in the region. He is also National NS Man of the Year, and currently, when he met Juinn, he joined the new skin business, and is currently also $1 million earner in this business. Yeah. So once again, can I ask you to put your hands together to welcome these three speakers? We're incredibly fortunate to have them tonight. Yeah, and let them share with us their tricks and secrets on how to not only survive but succeed through tough times. So maybe I can just put forward the first question to all of you. Maybe share with us how did you come to know Nu Skin, and why Nu Skin as your platform to a Type 5 life? I mean, all of you were successful. You know, you're doing business. You were highly successful in the finance field. Dr. James Chia, you are a very top financial planner, all doing well. How did you come to know Nu Skin, and why Nu Skin? Yeah. Maybe Aisu, you can go first.
Hello, my name is Aisu. I chanced upon this business because I was a referral given to my sponsor, Dr. Lam Kit, sitting there. And apparently I'm the only name to be given to her as a referral. She contacted me. So we both are complete stranger. And why do I see this as a way for me to achieve my Type 5 life? Because when I run my traditional business, when I started my traditional business, transiting from employment to, a business owner, I was hoping that, when you run your business, you'll be free because you decide how much you make, and people can do things for you. You don't have to do anything. But that was a wishful thinking, actually. So after started in traditional business for some time, and then I realized that no, that never happened. You always need to make decisions, and you always need to be there, and you always need to handle like a lot of things. So at one stage in time, I'm looking for, when can this stop? Freedom to me is a very simple definition. Maybe for some of you, freedom means that you need to have 5 million, 10 millions, 20 millions. Freedom to me is as long as I have an income continuously come in that cover my household expenses and more than that, and then I'm free to do things that I want. But unfortunately, I do not get that in employment. And when I started my business, I realized that it's not very different from employment, because the moment when I stopped work, my money stopped coming in as well. So when this business is presented to me, I couldn't find any other way that I can achieve that. Okay, so maybe for some of you, you may think that stocks, but I don't have like 3 million to give me maybe 150,000 per year. I don't have that amount to invest. I also don't have Akong that buy me a row of shop house, fully paid for me. I don't have that. So I think Nu Skin is the only option for me. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Aisu.
So I encountered the business through a complete stranger on January 2nd, 2001. I was in the stock market at that time, and I still remember that year wasn't a very good year because 2001 was the time of the dot-com crash. But so and the circumstances leading to that was my whole family had come back from around the world holiday. So first day of school, first day of work, complete stranger calls you up to attend some Nu Skin talk. I mean, I know something about skincare, but I had no idea what is this MLM. Attended that night, immediately I raised my hand. My wife and I attended. I raised my hand and I said, I will help my wife to do this business. Okay, my wife is also a stockbroker. And the reason we wanted to do this was because we had 2 young girls then, and she said, I want to become a full-time mom. So I said, this is not a bad thing to do. She was thinking Pilates, education. I said, this is even better. So what was interesting was, most men, when they come to a presentation, to Nu Skin, at that time it was only just basic skincare, there were no supplements, there was no weight management, immediately get turned off because they think it's skincare. And worse still, if you get past that, MLM, But I didn't see that. Actually, I saw a number of things. My investment brain immediately said, this is a sure win business because no capital, no inventory, blah, 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 blah. But I know nothing about MLM. I have a concept of direct selling, Tupperware, but I would never do some direct selling. I mean, I'm already doing selling of stock. but I saw the leverage play, the franchise, overseas franchise. But the one thing that made me decide on the spot that I would help my wife to do the business was the profile of our uplines. They were PhDs, they were lawyers. One of them was actually a NASA scientist as well, you know. So there were people from all walks of life, and you will find, as I went through it, Nu Skin attracts the highest proportion of professionals and business owners to do this business, which most people think is done by women looking for a little bit of part-time income. But these professionals, business builders, business owners, do it part-time, then eventually do it full-time. So in a very short time, after 3 months of looking at this, I decided that this was not just a casual business, so I helped my wife to really drive it. We did it part-time for a year, and then I decided to go full-time about a year later. Yeah.
Thank you, Juinn. Yeah, I was very lucky. I'm very lucky to be sitting here because when Juinn spoke to me about this business, I maybe known him for about 5 years. We had a mutual friend. We meet once a year around Christmas, you know. But when I joined the financial planning industry, this mutual friend, told him that I joined, and he very graciously had lunch with me. Here an engineer trying to do financial planning, and this guy who's a finance expert. But he, when you get an appointment, you're really excited. So when he called me and he said Nu Skin had just come into Singapore and he signed up to do the business, I mean, I had to return the favor. I had no choice. I was doing very, very well at that time. I was absolutely not looking for anything, and enough difficulty getting credibility. Engineer doing finance. Don't talk about selling skincare on top of that. So. But I had to, I had to return the favor. I didn't even attend his presentation. I asked my wife to attend because at that time I was really, really busy. Financial planning industry was going through a major change. I was working 12, 14 hours a day. I really didn't have time to attend something like this. I sent my wife, who's an extreme skeptic. Okay, I introduced her to some gold scheme the year before, which was a scam. So my financial advice didn't rate very highly. And she was, we have 3 kids at that time. Very, very active in sport. And she's running around like a mother does, sending them from one activity to the next. The last thing she was looking for was another job at night, But again, I think she was an obedient wife. Her husband asked her. She was curious to see his big house, so she turned up there. And she came back and she said, "Hey, this is a serious business. You better look into it." So I scrambled some lunch one week to talk to him. And I went back to my wife Jackie. I said, "Hey, $1 million a year is a certainty." And in finance, nothing is a certainty, but I saw this was a certainty. And we came in not because we needed any opportunity. We came in simply because this was smart money. He came into the business through a gentleman called Robert Howe. Went to Yale University, an MBA from Harvard. At the time, he was president and chief investment officer of AIG. These 2 people were what we call smart money, and they are doing this. I said, just come along. Find out what it's about. So that's how we got. It was a why not on anything.
Thank you, Dr. James. Can we give it a round of applause? Yeah. Okay, so let's get real, right? Let's ask them, how real is this thing? So how has the Nu Skin business made a difference in your life, right? And especially during these tough times, any regrets or not? Maybe you're thinking, oh man, I should have stayed in business, should have kept my high-flying finance job, right? So how has the Nu Skin business made a difference in your life? And how would it be different had you not chosen Nu Skin?
To me, okay, I'll talk about the good things that happened to me before and after Nu Skin. So, I come from Malaysia. So, after several years in Nu Skin, I really have, my time freedom in a way that whenever I decided to travel back, I travel back, and I decided to stay for 1 week, I stay for 1 week. I want to extend, I extend. and then I can 1 month travel back Malaysia like a few times, just over 2-3 days, have meal with my mom, and that never happened before, even when I'm in my traditional business, because I'm always needed. Yeah, I'm the superhero I'm the superhero, the pivotal way of bringing in my income, the main person in bringing in my income. And then the other main difference, which I notice, is that nowadays sometimes I'm at home around like 3 o'clock, then my son come back. Mommy, you never go to work? I say, I work from home. And he said, why must you work from home? Don't you like mommy at home? Because in his world, the parents are always at work. Yeah, he has a friend that hopped by one day, and the friend keep asking me, Auntie, you don't have to go to work, because the friend know that my husband passed away. Like my son Jojo come from a single parent family, so he keep pestering me. So what do you do? And then I told him that I run a business. So I think this is something that when I run my traditional business, I will never get that. Yeah, employment lagi don't have lah, huh? Then okay. Considering the situation now, if I was to stay in my traditional business, I would be so scared. You know, all the beauty salons are closed, you see, and I supply to Malaysia and Singapore. And if you read the news, all shops are closed, meaning no business. And I'm sure a lot of people cut down to go aesthetics, go to beauty salon. They try to stay at home, even the government never say that you must close shop. A lot of people cut down, and meaning that there's a tremendous drop in revenue. And so this business, currently, I'm spending a lot of time working from home, and the team is working from home from everywhere around the world. And what we are experiencing right now is not only Singapore, it happened in the region. But this business can be done anywhere, anytime with a handphone at home. And I'm very, very grateful that I made the choice to join New Skin, although it's learning from scratch, but it is so worth it. Thank you.
Thank you, Aisu.
Okay, so indeed, even in normal times, I reckon it's tough for everyone. Tough for the person who's an employee, even tougher for the person who's running a small, medium-sized traditional business. It's going to get a whole lot tougher. The strongest economy in the world for the last, 10 years has been the United States. None other than one of the regional Federal Reserve governor has said that we could see 30 to 50% unemployment in the States. But not permanently, but for a while. Someone called me the other day, a relative, and said, I've been looking at these pictures of the dough line, the unemployment queue in Australia, and they mentioned that scary word, depression. And this person actually asked me, is my Sing dollar deposit safe? I said, if you don't think that's safe, better go and buy bottled water and canned food. Okay? But not to exaggerate, I think the situation in Singapore is going to be pretty bad, but not as bad as, say, in the United States. However, the sector to me that's going to be hardest hit will be small businesses. I really cannot see how small businesses can survive even 6 months of 20-30% down. So if I was still in the stock market today, I think it will be very, very tough. I know what it's like because I've gone through a few of this. Your portfolio is down, clients have lost money. 1 month after this kind of thing happened, I know my boss will say, come into the room, I think you all know what you have to do. All the senior staff take 20% pay cut. 1 month later, everyone else has to take 20% pay cut. Another month later, I think we fire 20% of the people. Maybe 1 more month, I turn off the lights, I fire myself. Okay? But ever since I did this business, and this is something I saw from the beginning, I did not see skincare. I did not see that it was tough to talk about skincare because I asked myself, if those PhDs, if those business people, and a NASA scientist can do this, why can't I? Instead, I saw that I wasn't really interested in good skin, okay, at that time, honestly. But I saw that life is never tough if you know money is coming in next month, and the month after that, and next year. Money for you to send your kids to school will be there. After they finish school, your wife and yourself or your spouse's retirement taken care of, and well beyond that. Life is not so tough, is it? But if Whatever position you're in, the moment the money stops, and it always stops at the time you least expect. How do you know COVID-19 will do this? You never know. Or you could just slip on the pavement and have a stroke or whatever. So I think we started, all these years we started telling people about Plan B, very important. Most people acknowledge it, but they never think what happened to them. And Plan B seems to be like something you can take your time over. But now that people have seen this, people are coming forward. In fact, it's very interesting. All those years that are not so good years for the economy, for the stock market, are actually very good years for new skin business because people are more ready to listen. So I think for you guys in the audience, you really have to ask yourself, can the income from your job stop? Will you still have the job? A month, 2 months, 3 months? What about your business? I'm not trying to scare you because the newspapers is scary now and this time it's going to be true. So really look at this seriously. With this, you take the tough decision now, then your life will not be so tough.
Thank you, Juinn.
Okay. When Chris shared about the Type 5 life at a time of extreme fear and crisis like this, I don't know how many of you wonder who's thinking about looking good, feeling healthy, happy, and all this. We are trying to survive down here. But I think it's important to think that way because this thing will pass, and if you're pessimistic about living a long life, then you're not looking for what can be a very, very good outcome. I'm reading this book called The 100-Year Life. And while there's a lot of concern about living to 100, I mean, you run out of money, that's the first thing, okay? But the authors conclude, that 100 years can be a wonderful and inspiring time. So we want to picture how it can be this way, and find a vehicle that can live life to the max. Now, when I came into the business, I didn't have any financial issues, but I could appreciate the business, and in my mind, it was just $2,000 a month extra coming in. Okay, now when you think about it, 80% of Singaporeans don't even have the minimum sum when they reach 55, and the minimum sum will give them $1,000 a month. So at that time, 20 years back, when I intuitively said 2,000 is a good thing. Yeah, it'll be a good thing. It'll be, 2,000 plus 1,000, it'll be 3 times what a normal person has. And I told myself, if I don't need it, I just give it away. Someone will want it, And when at the early days, when I saw this business, when I attended New Skin Talks, listening to the uplines that Juinn mentioned, they were earning $100,000, $200,000 a month. And I asked myself, if my goal was just to have a bit of passive income so that I can retire and do nothing, and these people are earning $100,000, $200,000, they're still passionately doing the business, there must be something more than money involved. There must be a reason. And now when you think about the 100-year life, they're being fulfilled. They're doing something that means more than just money. Now if you talk about the business people in this crisis, just, hey, I need money just to survive. But life is a lot more than money. Okay, so how have I benefited? I told you I accidentally came into this business. So I've had time. I think the key thing that you have money, if you have no, most of us don't have time because you're managing the money, managing people. So I've had time to exercise, and that's been a great thing. Because it's New Skin, I've been taking healthy supplements for health. So that's been really good thing, because when you come to the business in your 30s or 40s, you're fighting fit. You never think of, but eventually people die. Why they die? Because the body breaks down. So you never think about these things when you're healthy. Okay, so I've had the privilege of taking all these supplements, and I dare say, I've actually have more friends through this business. Close friends, people that you really enjoy spending time with. So I think many of us with all this isolation thing, the thing those of us in the business regret is that we actually can't meet people who we really want to spend time with, and that wasn't something I was expecting.
Thank you very much. Yeah, can we give them a round of applause for sharing with us the change in their life from doing this skin. So maybe I can direct this question to Juinn and Dr. James. So both of you were actually entered New Skin during the SARS period, and this period mirrors that. So how did your New Skin business perform versus other traditional businesses or jobs at that time versus now? You can share.
What I do recall was that SARS was a lot scarier because people died very quickly, but it was not as disruptive to our daily routine. And what I saw in the New Skin business, I don't think people were thinking of business per se, they were worried about dying at that time. But our business actually continued to grow very robustly, and we have some charts that have tracked like Hong Kong market and so on. Now, there are two reasons. The first one is people buy a lot more. Just as people go to NTUC and Sheng Siong to buy toilet paper, they come here to wipe out our hand sanitizer. In 3 hours, we wipe out an entire year's supply. Another 3 hours, another year's supply is wiped out. But they load down on supplements. Suddenly, at a time like this, everybody thinks of supplements, you know. And then people don't want to go and do facial, so they also buy our product. But there will be enough enlightened people who say, I really need to look at this business. It's a wake-up call. So I find that in the 2003 crisis, people woke up and said, I need the supplements that push our product sale. But the greater push was people recognizing they needed to do something about their life, their financial immunity, and so on and so forth. This time around, I think it's a lot worse. I don't have to, you can see for yourself. I want to see how many will come forward and acknowledge that whilst COVID-19 will well pass, the ramifications of what we've seen happening will last a long time. So I think whilst health immunity is uppermost in our mind, just as during SARS and now, I think financial immunity is far more important. And one final point. In February, I look at our group numbers worldwide, it fell less than 10%, because some people will be. February was at the height. People didn't want to come down and so on. So not bad. I mean, it fell less than 10%. This is, as of today, we're into what, our third week? The numbers are really back up to December, January numbers proportionally. So people are coming. And the fact that you guys are here, despite all this, I know you're not going to the movies, but you decide to come here, okay? But this is a better movie than going to a movie. So I think this is an opportunity to really change your life's trajectory. And I want to emphasize, just as in SARS, as is now, health immunity, very important, but far more important is financial immunity.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't remember SARS at all, so it can't have much impact. But if I remember, we started the business beginning of 2001, and I remember 2003 was when the business took off. So it must have had a positive effect on the business, which you expect from a crisis. But it's nothing like the opportunity we have now. It's product sales have gone up because people are just aware of immunity. It's just incredible, and in a sense we are lucky because I came into the business because of the concept of leverage income. It could be any product. He used to say, the ladies' underwear would be a good product. We got you some ladies' underwear for your birthday once. Isn't it?
It's not consumable.
I lost track.
You talk about underwear.
Yeah. So this was something that this is something that just happened to be New Skin that came in. In fact, when we started, it was only skincare, and PharmaNex came on board, and it's just perfect for this time. So we're lucky. Okay, but today our biggest product is the income that comes in. If you listen to the old leaders, they get really excited when a disaster like this comes, because ultimately our number one product, although our skincare and health supplements are there, our number one product is the opportunity to make consistent money, and money that can be huge. So I'm excited about this opportunity to talk to people who finally realize that a plan B is not some nice, not something extra, but it's like your life insurance. I used to sell life insurance to people who are 30, not life insurance, at 30, you got 50 years ahead of you. Why you buy life insurance? Why do you buy critical illness insurance where you're at the peak of your health? But people buy it because they can think forward. They just look at the numbers, statistics. When you look at the statistics, how difficult it is to retire. People should jump to it. I think it's probably because we need some work. This business needs some work. You need to be prepared to change.
Thank you. Can we give them a round of applause? Okay, so for all three of you, so what advice do you have for others, not only to survive but to succeed during this tough time?
Whether tough time or not, we all know that, like for most people, 99% of the population, touch your heart and ask yourself, if you stop work, how long your saving lasts? So no need tough time. No need tough time. You can be retrenched. Something may happen to you, and to me, pure happiness is actually to be able to sleep well at night. So for that to happen, I need to be able to generate income even when I'm sleeping. Yeah, even when I'm not working, I need to be able to generate income. Of course, there are multiple ways to do that, but most of the way, I would say 99% of the way, you need a lot of money to achieve that. And so to me, I feel that seriously look into ways where you can generate income while you sleep. Then, whether it's tough time, retrenchment time, whatever time, it doesn't really bother you because the income continue to come in. Yeah.
Thank you, Aisu.
Okay, I was very fortunate that a lot of things that, a lot of success principles that I have applied to my life, I learned from my first job working for PM Lee, and of course his dad was around at the time. And the first crisis we handled was the 1985 economic crisis, which was the first time Singapore had a recession in 25 years or something like that, And a few principles, if I may enunciate, which I think will apply to all of us. Whenever you face a crisis, be it a family crisis or crisis in the company or crisis like now, the first thing, keep calm. Very easy to engage, especially with WhatsApp today, all the negativity, I heard, this and that, and then everyone just get very frantic, yeah. The second thing is evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of your current position. If you're realistic about it, okay? The unfortunate thing is for a lot of us in a job, in a traditional, even if we work for MNC, like SIA is grounded 96% of his planes. A company like Boeing is going to government and say, please, I need more money, and so on and so forth. Most of us are in a very weak position. Can you find a vehicle that once and for all will put you in a permanently strong position? I think if you had 5 shop houses in Boat Quay given by your grandfather, you're not scared. Okay? But not all of us are in that situation. So are you prepared to look at your current situation, get real about it, and be prepared to be open to look at something else? The reality of it is you've got to be extremely lucky to find a vehicle that doesn't require capital, that is being presented to you the right way, and that is within your capabilities to do. So I consider that all of us, myself included, who are in this business, actually is pure luck. Nobody in the right mind say, okay, I evaluate my weakness, I'm very weak, so I need to find something strong, like MLM. What the hell does this kind of thing? I know I'm going to sell skincare and supplements because they are consumable. Nobody thinks like that, okay? Nobody thinks like that. But when I saw it, by pure luck, I said, my God, this is the dream vehicle. The third thing you do, so keep calm, evaluate your strengths and weaknesses to come up with a plan, then take action. Don't listen to all the cock and bull that people tell you, this and that. And this is something I learned from our government. In 1985, our wages were too high, so we cut CPF. But once we decided to do it, no more talk, just do it and cut all the other costs, and then we turn around very quickly. So I think if you have this same principle, you can apply it to your life, and we'll be happy to share with you. All we ask, you can be skeptical, but don't be cynical, because a cynic, according to Oscar Wilde, who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. Okay? But today, what we're going to give you is very valuable. You don't have to believe me, but the facts are in our favor.
Okay. Now, obviously, there's money to be made here. You know, there are people who are earning $1 million a month from New Skin business, but you don't need $1 million a month. Okay. I always say marginal utility of money is very, very low. Beyond just what you need. Many people have said the New Skin is a personal development program disguised as a business, and you can understand why. It's a tough business. He's got to deal with me, you know. I got to deal with my son, you know. Not everyone is like Aisu, so easy to get along with, you know. And I'm the one that says yes. What about those who say no? You know, so it is a difficult. No one likes rejection, and it's you know, you're sifting and sorting. It's hard work, whatever it is. Why do you think so many people quit? But people quitting is a good thing. So what does a crisis like this give you an opportunity? It gives me an opportunity to actually build resilience, because if you want to succeed in this business, you just cannot give up. So how do you not give up? You know, I mean, how many of us want to go on an exercise program? We just run a little bit, hey, stop, turn around, you know. And the only reason why you keep going is you've got someone with you, or you know. But use this as an opportunity to build resilience. Okay, never give up. So New Skin then becomes an opportunity to get tougher as a person, because hey, when we go through this crisis, I can guarantee you there'll be many crises, big and small, in the future that you want to cope with. Okay, so it's a training program that actually gives you all the things that we're talking about: time freedom, financial freedom, and all that. Okay, so just never give up.
Okay, thank you so much. So one just final question for all the panelists. So for those of our audience tonight, you know, they've come out tonight, they've heard something that piqued their curiosity. You know, maybe they're saying, hey, maybe this is for me, or this sounds interesting. What is your best advice for them to take the next steps and to succeed in the business? So, Aisu?
Best advice to take the next step to succeed in business. Okay, I think you need to know what you want. It's very important, and because there may be some of you come in, you just want to make some extra 2,000-3,000 income, and honestly, you don't have to do New Skin. There are many other ways for you to make that money. You can be personal trainer, whatever your strength is. Some of you have some hobbies. You can cook, bake some cookies. You can make that money. So knowing what you want is very important. This is not a place. You want to make part-time income, can also be welcome. You can do that. But this is a place whereby you really can build your perfect dream life. You really can get your freedom. That I personally see this as the only opportunity. Why I say only? Because I'm ordinary people, man. I'm not some great multi-millionaire's daughter or billionaire's daughter, actually. Ordinary people to leverage on this platform. No need capital investment. All you need to do is just renovate your body, become prettier, healthier, that's all. And there's no risk, and really build, and then really learn along the way with free mentoring and where to find such good deals, actually. And for me, because I'm not as analytical as the two men, so for me, the reason that I stay long in the business, because I really see there are more happy people. I mean, like, there are happier people here than I see in the corporate world, and I also compare to the traditional business world. So it is very simple to me. So if I want to be happier, mix around with happy people. And if I want that kind of life, stick around with people who's already living that life. Is a very, very simple. So first of all, you need to ask yourself, are you here just to make that extra few thousands, or you are here for your own freedom? Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Aisu.
So I would like to answer that question from the viewpoint of a man. I see there are quite a few men here. I come from the viewpoint, and I take this very seriously, as a breadwinner, the main breadwinner. So my wife did ask me this question. So why do you want to do this? I mean, she was good with it. By the way, it's a rhetorical question. She knows the answer. So I said, because you think I come here because I want to masa. Oh, I love skincare. I love how this feels on my skin. Come on, guys. Of course not, right? But I said, the day I cannot pay my daughter's school fees, the day I cannot pay my mortgage, the day I cannot pay for my mom's medical bills, it's a very sad day for me. I'm not going to let it happen. I will do whatever it takes to secure that. Yeah, to secure that. So I think for the men, this is how you can overcome the thing about the skincare. See, for the women, say, wow, this thing's so good. So they can see, hey, if this does this thing for my skin and my hair and whatever, it's great business. But the men don't see it that way. But for the men who are breadwinners, is this important to you? Are you truly not worried that income which you take for granted, is it really secure? I never think of it as secure. So people say, but you made your money. I say, I made my money in stockbroking. I like to keep it aside to earn more money for me. Nobody, not even a billionaire, likes to dip into his reserves. He likes to make more money. You know, peace of mind. So I think my advice to all of you is also echoing what Aisu has said. What is it you want? What is the most important thing to you right now, looking 5 years, 10 years? I think at any point in our life, and more so now, is security of income and peace of mind. Can you get it from whatever vehicle? You might be skeptical about this, but you better explore to make sure that this is not the vehicle that can secure you. But what if indeed it is the vehicle that can give you what you want? But because you're close-minded, you refuse to see it, and you miss out on the opportunity truly of lifetime. I think it's only going to come around one time. Okay. So I would say I was very clear about that all those years when we make big money in stockbroking, I never have peace of mind, because I'm always wondering what happens next year, what happens the year after that, and these things happen with increasing regularity, frequency. But with Nu Skin, I don't care whether it's 201.com, 203 star, 208 Lehman crisis, and now I got complete peace of mind. In fact, even better still, because the cash flow is coming in every month and the gunpowder is dry, there are a lot of opportunities out there. Okay, I won't go further into that, but I've never had this peace of mind, even when markets were going up and when I was earning good money. But I have complete peace of mind once I secure this cash flow, what I call compounding passive income from Nu Skin, to take care of my family and myself.
Thank you, Juinn.
Okay, when you look at him, you may be a bit intimidated. Can I do it? Am I as good as him? Can I do this business? Let me tell you, 20 years ago, everything he tells us was almost wrong, you know. He can't present anything. He's standing in his shorts.
We say in total belief.
He's not dressed like this. So really, I really believe anyone can do this business. And let me share with you, if you want to succeed, in real life, you just need to be a normal human being. Take marriage. What do? You start dating, okay, investigating, and you get committed and you stay committed. Then you reproduce like hell. Except in marriage, the more children you have, the more grief they will bring you. Whereas your downlines actually will give you income, and they will grow. That's the difference. Okay. Then treat it like a job. She says you didn't know anything when you came in. How do you work when you on probation? You work like hell to secure the job, to secure that, to do exactly this. The trouble with this business is you come in there, you pay nothing to join, and you can walk out anytime. there's nothing to keep you in, and we make all those mistakes. But if you just do what works in real life to get a job, to get married, I mean, it's a piece of cake. That's why really the range of people who do this business. He mentioned the NASA scientists. The chance of a NASA scientist doing this is really difficult. They think too much, or they can't speak hardly, isn't it? But it's not him. It's the vehicle. So New Skin is a vehicle that has worked.
Okay, guys. So we've come to the end of our presentation, and the panelists. Can I just borrow your hands to once again give our panelists a big round of applause? We're extremely fortunate to have 3 of them successful people here today to share our views. So this ends our presentation. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you got something out of it.Moving on, for your new friends down here, please ask the person who brought you here some of about our products, the next steps, and most importantly, what is 5% 6 generations? Okay, 5% 6 generations. Go out, ask, and hope that you found value tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.